Masuda, man, what are you doing? It's officially a month and 2 days since the announcement of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And you know what Game Freak has given us since? Jack. Absolutely nothing. Now here's the thing. You've made such a risk with this trailer. You decided to go with the approach of chibis. And already, a huge part of the internet is making fun of you for it. By the time these fan-made trailers come out of how the games could have looked and all sorts of other things, we turn back to what's actually happening in Pokemon, and a week goes by, a second, third, fourth week goes by, and Masuda is just sitting on his ass. When you choose to take the approach of something like this, creative and doing chibi models, by default, people are not gonna like it. It's on you to prove people wrong. Chibis don't have to be the problem. Just explain them. Explain what the game is about. Don't sit on this for a month and a half. The entire job of making these chibis look good and keeping people hyped is on you. There's nothing exciting in the trailer you showed. All you did was show Dawn in the intro, Rowan at the first lake, Eterna City, done. That's the first trailer, and we've been sitting on this for 4 weeks. Listen to this statement. Diamond and Pearl remakes are confirmed. We are in Sinnoh confirmed, Sinnoh remake hype season. Why doesn't it feel like it? It doesn't feel like it. Remember the insane train with Hoenn confirmed? It was obnoxious. The train, get in, Hoenn's confirmed. I hated seeing it everywhere, but I didn't care because it was so hype. You can literally attest to this. No one is feeling that flair. And it's because the chibi trailer showed us nothing. The only way I was accepting what you did in that chibi trailer is if you were gonna show something else a week later. But it's been 4 weeks and you've done nothing. Listen, a trailer with nothing in it except remake logos of something Diamond and something Pearl would have been more exciting than what you did now. It's a huge risky move that you did, and there's all sorts of artwork about the Zelda games and how much more toy-like you can make the graphics if that's what you're going for. It is such a risky move that you decided to do this, and I commend it. I think it's cool you decided to go in this direction, but by default, people are going to hate this. This is your chance to prove them wrong. You don't sit on it. When the second week passed, I was like, dude, Masuda, you're making a huge mistake. A third and fourth week passed, and they showed nothing in those trailers. There's nothing when you look at those trailers for you to anticipate. When I was thinking of stuff I might be excited for, in one of the videos I mentioned, whoa, we're gonna get to see Cyrus in 3D. I don't care about Cyrus in 3D. That's what our expectations have come to. Well, I did care at the time, but I've sat on it for a month. Okay, let's take you back to Oraz. What Oraz did. Oraz got announced May 7th. In the Oraz trailer, all they did was show the teaser. Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, weird looking Groudon, weird looking Kyogre. Just weird enough that you can't tell their alternate forms. You just thought it's redone artwork of Kyogre and Groudon. And then we had to wait a gruesome week for a Pokenchi weird Japanese episode with Japanese people all around. And they clickbaited it, but they showed, because they said they were gonna have something about Oraz in it. And everyone watched the whole hour show just to see 3 seconds of gameplay of Groudon taking a bath. Ring a bell? Yeah, ring a bell. That was more exciting than what's going on here. And you know what they did? They announced these teasers with just the logos, and they kept the hype train rolling. When you're starting a game, the start is a huge thing. So they announce Oraz in May 7. They do this little teaser, get your jimmies all rustled, and the first month, June, they drop a Korokoro scan, shows Mega Sceptile, Mega Swampert, Mega Blaziken, Mega Diancie. It's already started. The first time they showed Oraz gameplay, the Megas were in the exact same trailer. They didn't just show us Little Root Town and wait a month. They showed us Mega Evolution and showed us what to be excited for. I don't care how popular you are, Game Freak. You're growing. You're always going to be growing. Your Amazon pre-sales are killing it already, but you're growing at a quarter of the rate you should be. Your marketing team sucks. Your planning team sucks, but you're Game Freak at the end of the day. What you're supposed to be doing is creativity, so I don't knock off if your graphics are weird, if they're not toy-like like they're supposed to be, even though chibi's your approach and all that. I just want you to just stop being stupid in front of my face. This is the worst start to a hype season ever. How far back can I think? Let's see. Black and White 2. Even that was amazing. We watched that same weird Japanese show, and out of nowhere, Masuda or some Japanese chick holds up the billboard with 2 new Kyurem forms on it, with black and white colors in the back, and we're all just like, okay, this is happening now. What is this? Black 2 and White 2? You don't even have time to process. The excitement of seeing just that is already way further than what we're seeing now. Let's see. X and Y, way better. Sun and Moon's initial hype was way better. Worst start to a hype season ever, right? Let's go all the way back to Gen 3. Even those were hype start to the hype season because Pokemon felt discontinued after Gen 1 and Gen 2. It seemed like that was the end. And then out of nowhere, they drop another generation after Gen 2 years later. Even the start to Gen 2's hype season in 1999 and 2000 was anticipated as soon as it was announced. The only hype season this is better than is Gen 1's hype season in 1998 because no one knew what Pokemon was. It was like an indie game, essentially. Animals capture them. Even that sounds pretty good. What I'm saying here is like the representative of what the fan base is seeing when they look at these trailers. What they look at the state of what they're supposed to be excited for right now. At this current moment, we don't even know. The fan base does not even know for getting Dialga Palkia forms. They have nothing to speculate. And you went ahead and threw that it's a 1-to-1 remake, which people don't know what that means. They think it's literally a 1-to-1 remake, which it can be, but it already isn't. This hype season's start sucks, man. The forefront to what Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are right now is Chibi Dawn. That's the image. That's the billboard image. That's the height of what people are interested in talking about. And it's been a month. The other risk they took is that they publicly displayed this game's not being made by Game Freak, which makes the masses think that Game Freak doesn't care about making these games anymore, so they outsourced it to someone else? And you're not wrong for thinking that. The first wave is over. The start of the hype season is officially over, and this is what's on their platter. This is their presentation for us, for the most anticipated Sinnoh remake games. Dude, these remakes have been anticipated forever. That first's been walking on the escalator forever, and it's developed by ILCA, and they think people are just gonna eat it up, no questions asked. They would eat it up if you at least dropped another trailer showing something. There's nothing of interest to talk about in these trailers. It's actually not even hard to make teaser trailers. Just text. A 15-second trailer made in Windows Movie Maker. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Oh, there's trouble in the Sinnoh region. Could Dialga and Palkia awaken a new potential in these games? Phew, coming November 19th, blah blah blah. That's it. A teaser trailer. That would have people. That stupid trailer is way more hype than what we got here. And it's Windows Movie Maker text. The first week after announcing these games, you should have dropped the Dialga and Palkia forums. New sites are covering it everywhere. Have that as the forefront, not Chibi Dawn. It's March 28 right now. If you release those trailers, who knows when? In 2 days? In a week? 2 weeks? And it's just introducing Mars and the new Team Galactic look, and you want us to eat that up? You're screwed. I know somewhere in Game Freak you'll get this message. You're screwed, man. If in the next trailer you reveal, wow, Dialga and Palkia are getting new forms after all, that'll be very good, but still nowhere near as good as it would have been if you did it the week right after they're announced. Rode that wave. The only way you can turn the momentum of people talking smack about this game and use that weight downward to push even higher, the only way to correct your mistake of having such a stupid start to the hype season is if that trailer comes out in a few days or a week and it has Mega Evolution back, and they're showing a bunch of new Mega Evolutions like they did with Auraz's hype season, which we know is not gonna happen. What? We're deluded to think they'll really do it, and if they do it, it's because they have no idea what their direction is, and they're backtracking. You realize that, yeah? The only way Megas can come back is Game Freak saying they're wrong. And right now, the chance of that happening, I was so stern on it. The minute I saw that trailer, February 27, I'm like, dude, they're gonna ride this wave. A week later, let's get those Dialga Palkia forms, introduce Megas. Now, it feels like 0.5% chance. 1 out of 200 chance they'll ride the Mega Wave and actually correct this. I'm the biggest Pokemon fan. I'm trying my best to be hyped without being a fake ass. And I am hyped. But you let a month go by announcing chibi graphics and you're just sitting on your ass like Gordon Ramsay in the front. You delivered this on a diamond platter, a brilliant diamond platter to him to eat, and you're just like, eat that up. He's gonna love this. But the opens the plate, it's just Chibi Dawn. You want us to discuss this for a month. There's nothing to discuss here. He will send that to the kitchen right away. There's no meat in that trailer. There's nothing in that trailer to talk about. And they're taking a whole month off as if there's so much to digest that we gotta give them some time off. We showed them so much with these chibis. We can't overload them. We need to give them time to enjoy everything. This is the golden years of what Diamond and Pearl remakes will mean when they come out. And most people argue that the hype season is even more fun and important than the actual release. Just like how the buildup of a movie could kill a movie if it's a good movie, but the buildup spoils it and kills it. It's the anticipation of new additions, the anticipation of expanding what they'll do with Pokemon in this hype season that makes Diamond and Pearl remakes fun when they come out. Makes you remember the days of when we went through this journey going up to the release. This is a hell of a journey. I want to talk. I have so many things I want to say. There's nothing to say currently for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I'm not BSing videos. I want to just see you do this hype season right. And you've literally, it's a unanimous no. It's a unanimous, you've screwed it. I'm gonna slowly edit this video to my leisure. Masuda, over days, if you still haven't uploaded a trailer forcing me to scrap this video, goddamn, man. The people who like these graphics are poor souls. I'm one of them. I thought I would like the graphics, but I thought you would help. I thought you would push my opinion forward about how this is such a cool creative approach Game Freak has taken. Nah, they left me out here to fend for them and close the door. I'm fending for them. I'm like, dude, guys, give the chibi graphics a chance, and they don't even toss me a trailer to defend the chibis. I've stared at this chibi. I've checked Serbi every day for a month. I've stared at the chibi Don. Bro, I'm not defending you anymore, man. I'm going to live in the woods. When the people come knocking at your door, teacher's not there anymore to fend them off. I will be. Show the trailer. Show Megas are back. I'll fend you off. 0.5% chance.
This the sound of my alchemy, the greatest success for all those who fell for me. I always respect the friends who wish well for me and live until the end and die. All time will tell for me, but I ain't going anywhere, believe me.